Hello and welcome to GoldBoys Primetime here on the GoldBoys Network, presented by GoldBoys.com, presented by Boom Fantasy and Pickett Sports. Download all those apps, use code GoldBoys, use code McAfee, use whatever you want. Just use somebody's code so we get credit for it, I guess. Got McAfee, got Paranormal Base. I think that's like the ghost fish I was thinking earlier, like paranormal and then base, obviously, but like a ghost fish, How
Don't
you
make
guys
me
doing?
torture mustache already. Just please,
Like that?
please.
Yeah, we just need to come on every time we do a show. It's like, we got the mustache.
I thought it was gonna be a one-on-one thing at first. Thank God you're here, Matt, because I can't stare at this guy for the next hour. Just him.
Let's go, dude. There's
Hey,
one. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you watched yesterday, Jerry was all over Embiid. It seemed like the team was just forcing shots to him. Like, I think he scored half their points.
Statement game.
You're like 50
Yeah, that
something,
was,
right?
yeah, that was a great call. He literally scored, I think, half their points. So
52 points.
And then I saw he said
yeah,
he's like I don't know, he's like gonna disappear now because they still found a way to lose the game or something. I guess
well, they
is
ended
he
up.
gonna win the MVP or what? This is kind of out of order. What I was thinking, but is he gonna win MVP?
Well,
It's
that was the game that he's getting it. That was the game. They ended up squeezing the win out, and that was the
yeah, they
statement. They almost
almost
chunked it
gave it
away.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a wild finish with PJ Tucker fouling Derek White at the end, and then they got a charge, I think, and then yeah, Tatum had a chance to tie or win and couldn't get it done. But yeah, that was a nuts game. To answer the MVP question, I think Embiid wins, but I still think Giannis could steal it from him.
I
I
think
mean,
I think with him being out today is because today. So I thought for sure I
mhm,
was like, this is the game that Giannis is gonna go off now. This is his game where he's gonna go for 45. It's the freaking Bulls. I was all over. I was
mhm.
ready to bet him for 40 today. This is gonna be his little statement, even though the Bulls aren't a real threat, but. I thought this was going to be a game. Now he's out today, and I think
Yeah.
just now it's going to be a runaway with Embiid.
I guess it depends on how people are voting. Like I've been in Embiid's camp for a couple weeks, but I would say season long, I still feel like Giannis has been the best player in the league. He's on the best team in the league. I know there's a definite group of people that are still voting for him. Like the last straw poll, I think he's got like a solid base. Uh, but yeah, if I had to say, I think Embiid will finally get it. But I mean, Giannis got a triple double in a win, like in the same day that Embiid got his 50. Like that was the most quiet triple double in a win that you could say. I mean, Giannis has had a couple 50 burgers this season, so I guess it just we
Maybe,
never
right?
know because it's human beings, man.
Yeah,
What are
they still
what are
got
they
to vote.
looking for?
There's still some subjectivity. What they vote on changes every year. So
Hmm.
let's dig into the NBA a little bit. Before we do, we're kind of starting to wrap up the season here. What's your guys' is like if you look back on this season, what happened and where teams are at now, at the beginning of the year. If I told you this team would have done this or this team would be here, this player did that, what would like have surprised you the most?
This second half for the Lakers, this stretch run.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched them for the last few years, and you just accept as a Laker fan, you just accept the inevitable, the failing at the end, the hopeful dreams, but just not coming together, and they really put it together. I think are they 15-6 in their last like 21 games or something like that. It's a ridiculous little run they're on, and I remember the debates going on at the All-Star break where everybody's looking at their schedule and they're like L, maybe win here, L, like they're not going to beat these teams. And I remember the debates going on. They had some tough matchups on the ticket, but they
Yeah.
have really silenced a lot of people, playing some real good basketball, good coaching, quality defense. The only thing they don't limit, has been a problem for the last couple seasons, is the points in the paint, which is fine because they're making up for it with their defense on the perimeter. Just playing good team basketball overall, and now these pieces are coming together and they're starting to gel even more since the trade deadline. So definitely very impressed with the Lakers right now.
Yeah, and I think I will say I was like one of the few people at the deadline that was like these moves actually could matter a lot. Like I really liked at the time the moves they made at the deadline. You know, at the end of the day, I think it's really all about LeBron and AD both being. I saw something today that they've played 5 consecutive regular season games together for the first time in 798 days, which is kind of wild. What about you, Matt?
I would say the couple storylines that surprised me the most. I would say the Kings being this good was a bit of a surprise. I thought they would be uh, potentially, contending for that 6th spot, but most definitely in the play-in. For them to be the 3 seed and to win the division like they have, like pretty impressive. But I think the Warriors' struggles on the road has been a hell of a story. Like for them they're 9-30 this season on the road. That was just such a crazy thing. If you would have faded them all season on the road, you'd be a millionaire by now, probably. You just kept rolling stuff over. Like they, yeah, like I love the Lakers' move at the trade deadline. Obviously, it's got them right there. Sets up a massive game tonight in crypto. Hopefully, everybody plays because that'll be a banger if it does go down. But I'm just waiting for the bad injury news where we just don't get to see all these stars tonight
Yeah.
in the nightcap. But the Nets. I don't know if it was
The Nets
to be a
blowing it up. Yeah.
surprise, but yeah, I mean, you started the season, they were an favorite for the title, and
If
they're
I
just
would have
barely hanging on.
If I would have told you at the beginning of the season that the Mavericks and the Thunder were gonna be battling for the last play-in spot in the Western Conference, you probably would have shit your pants. I would have. That was something that jumped out to me as I was thinking about this earlier. And then in the Eastern Conference, the fact that it's looking like the what it's 7 through 10, right? So the Heat, Hawks, Raptors, and Bulls are all going to be playing teams. That would have been shocking as well, because I think a lot of people would have graded the Heat and the Hawks really pretty high. Definitely the Raptors, even the Bulls. Those 4 teams are kind of just going to sneak in, and 2 of them aren't even going to make the playoffs at all technically.
This is gonna be great for ratings, especially
yeah.
the Eastern Conference play-in. This is
It's
gonna be
gonna
the
be
highest
wild.
ratings for the play-in ever. Those are gonna be some intense games for the tournament.
Also, if you would have told me my Pacers were going to win 34 games, I would have laughed in your face. I would have probably taken their under. I think it was like 23 or something. I didn't, but all right. Let's instead of going into every single game, in depth like we do, and spending a whole lot of time there. Let's just kind of start giving out picks we like, and if we have something similar or the same game, jump in there. Or Matt, I know you run close to tip off sometimes. Just waiting on the injury news, which is smart too. Maybe just spots you're looking at, and kind of just do it that way tonight. Something that jumped. I'll go first. I won't ask. Something that jumped out to me tonight is Jaden Ivey points. I think we talked about him a little bit. Was it last night maybe?
I picked his threes last night.
Did we? Okay. So I was looking, and this is the first time I've really dug into an NBA slate in a minute. From between October, the beginning of the season, and March 7th, he had 3 games. I think I'm looking for my notes here. Yeah, he had 4.
Spit it out.
I'm gonna get there.
Twice.
He had 19 or more field goal attempts twice between the beginning of the season and March. And since March 7th, he's had 19 field goal attempts 4 times. So his volume just exploded recently, and I think the Pistons are at a point where the season doesn't matter anymore. It's all about player development. They got this rookie, and they're saying, "Hey, go shoot the ball." So I got his line, I think, at 19.5 earlier today. I haven't looked at it recently to see what it's at. Is it still there? Do you guys know by chance? I think he's gonna hit that. I've completely messed everything up. And I think laddering him Nick Larson style up to 30 isn't a bad bet either. Looks like his line is still 19.5. He's averaging 23 in his last 5, close to 20 in his last 10. Yeah, that's something I like. What do you guys think about that one?
It's plausible. The juice is on the under, but I don't. I don't love Ivy popping off in this spot necessarily, just because the Nets have Bridges out there who can guard him. If he's the one that's going to pop off, Bridges will slide over on him. Who else does he need to guard? He doesn't have to stay home at any. There's no shooters left on this team, so I mean, they might as well put Bridges on him. If he's shooting his three well, I could see him clipping it. But I think there's better spots in this game personally. I love Dinwiddie for a double-double tonight. Jerry's talked about how bad the Pistons defense is. They don't rotate. They don't close. Dinwiddie could have a double-double at halftime here if the guys are knocking down their shots. And the Nets, if they win this game, it locks them in the sixth. Nick and I are closely following this Nets and Heat thing, and the Heat just took a shit at the worst possible time, losing 3 games in a row. At this point, the Nets have to lose out. The Heat have to win out for them to jump, because even if they did 1-2 and the Heat went 2-1, the head-to-head tiebreaker goes to the Nets. So this is a win and you're in. I don't see any playing with your food. They just smash them because they still got the Magic and the 76ers. Get this win, you're locked in. So I think you'll see a really nice, efficient performance out of Dinwiddie. And if he's going to get his assist, then you got to look at Claxton for a low point total, only 12. He should be able to clip that easy. And for threes, Cam Johnson. Sorry, somebody's knocking on my door. I'll put it on mute.
Over to you, Jerry.
Is Buddy Boeheim starting?
Who?
They're not gonna list his props, but that would be pretty funny. I mean, that'll come out of left field and be like the weirdest prop line. What do they do with his line? He could shoot if he gets 25, 30 minutes. That guy could shoot like 10 threes. I mean,
it's possible.
If he's like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the start, because the Pistons are sitting everybody. No, they're sitting like this. Their injury report.
Yeah, projected lineup is Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey, Buddy Boeheim, James Weissman, Jalen Duren.
Buddy Boeheim.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boeheim,
Okay. Yeah.
He's Jim Boeheim's kid.
Boeheim. Yeah, I'm with you. Boeheim. I don't know. Is there a line anywhere? Keep talking. I'll look up Pickett Sports real quick.
That's a pretty gross lineup, especially when you got to rely on Killian Hayes to do anything.
He's not very good at basketball.
He
actually
had a nice little stretch when Ivy was out, where he was just a double machine, a cash cow. Other than that,
I mean, next year with the Pistons, there's a lot to be excited about. If you're a Detroit basketball fan, you could be pretty excited about the future. Cade comes back. Killian Hayes then becomes probably a rotational piece, if he's still even in the rotation. They may just trade him. Cade and Ivy are the future. And if that front court can continue to develop, it'll be exciting. And who knows, maybe they're going to snag Wembanyama if they get lucky. That would be pretty epic.
We do have a question in the chat. A first-time chatter, so welcome, Let Us Bet. Who do we think is going to score the most points for the Pistons? I like Ivy. I know the Bridges thing. It should be a blowout, honestly, even though the Nets aren't that great. I like Ivy still.
I mean, if you told me in the beginning of the season, I fucking butchered his name. I haven't heard about him since college. That Buddy Boeheim is going to be a potentially starting for the Pistons this year. I did not think that was in the cards whatsoever. He may shoot 12 3-pointers if he does start. I'm just saying.
Literally.
I think he played 20 minutes twice this year, and he shot 7 threes. So I don't know. This game is a wash. The Nets are gonna roll them. They're probably gonna win by 30. Maybe you do like an alt spread or something, messing around with this game. I just personally will probably not even put a wager on this game. I just have no interest in it, especially when the Pistons are involved. I just have no interest. It doesn't get me excited. There's nothing about it that gets me excited.
I think Wiseman can get you 18, maybe in that 18 to 22 range tonight. Like if he's really efficient,
I liked
Um,
the game yesterday with the Heat. Like I like the matchup. I like
mhm.
some of the props there, but just like the Nets versus the Pistons just does not get me excited.
Yeah, we can move on. We probably
Yeah,
spent
let's
too much time on this game.
I think something I know. I think me and Jerry both have some action, some thoughts on is this Pacers Bucks game, and I was hoping you guys were gonna talk for like another 7 seconds,
Yeah,
and I was gonna have it all ready to go. But
it's
Jerry,
all
start us
good.
off here because I think you've got something on this, right? I'm gonna
Once
have it
again,
for you.
Eli
Just
is
a
paid
second.
way too much.
What's that?
So this is interesting because now you don't have Brunson or Randall, and this changes
Right.
the entire dynamic of this offense because this offense has relied on iso ball between the two of these guys for the last 3 months. When they started switching their offense over, uh, they don't pass a lot, but that has to change today because once you take out your two best iso players, especially in Brunson has been a monster in iso ball.
Mhm.
Especially he drives a ton, he creates his own shots. They switch off very well, and I think RJ Barrett was just ruled out too. So now you have a lineup of Quickly, Grimes, Hart, Toppin, and Robinson.
Yep.
This is gonna they have to change their offense up. They can't rely on iso ball for this game. Quickly is gonna get dimes this game. I hate betting on Quickly's
Yes,
assists. I hate it.
I know.
But I hate it when he's playing next to Brunson and Randall because of the reason that they play so much iso ball. I really think they're gonna get away from that today. I think Quickly has a great chance to get a double double here. Uh, but I'm gonna stick with 8 assists. 8 assists has good value. And on the other side, Jordan Nwora is coming onto his own. He looks fantastic. I mean, he has
Mhm.
he's rebounding a ton lately. He's getting more minutes. But he was averaging I think 3 rebounds per game for the season. The last 10 games, I think he's hit 9 or more rebounds 5 times or something like that. Something ridiculous. They're really trying to see what he is. He's a big 6'8" forward. I think 15 points and 8 rebounds is very attainable. So I really like a small little lotto of 8 rebounds, 15 points for him, and 8 assists for Quickly at plus 1,500. I mean, I think that's solid for this matchup. So it's going to come down. I think it's going to come down to Quickly assists, which, like I
Mhm.
said, I hate betting on it, especially when you have Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart, Obi Top. You don't have the best guys who are going to finish. You could pass all you want, but they have to finish the job. So other
Yeah.
than that, I really like this, and hopefully it hits, and I may regret not going because I've done this before. When I look at a ticket, I'm like, I like this ticket a lot, and I don't step it up to like 10, 10, 20 or something like
Yep.
that, which would probably be like plus 10,000 on this ticket. So maybe I'll put like $1 or two on that.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Honestly, I mean, the Pacers are in a similar spot, right? Where I gotta get all this stuff off my screen here. It's similar spot as Detroit, right? Is they did make a little run and got me excited up until like the All-Star break when Tyrese went out. But they're tanking. They're letting the kids play. So Nwora, Nemhard, guys like that go shoot. You know what I mean? So I have a slightly less of a lotto, but still, a lotto. Anything above, you get above 200, plus 200, plus 300. I think it's considered a lotto. I loved Andrew Nemhard tonight. If you look at his last 10 games without Tyrese Halliburton, he's been over 13 and a half and averaging I think over 15 points. And Pacers have nobody tonight, no Miles Turner either. So there's just a ton of shots to be had there. So I think there's going to be a lot of Nemhard. I also do think there's going to be a lot of Nwora too. And without Miles Turner on the court, Pacers aren't a great rebounding team anyway. You take that guy out of there, and I just don't know who's going to block out Mitchell Robinson. Jalen Smith can rebound a little bit. Yeah, Aaron Nesmith a little bit, but they're both undersized. Isaiah Jackson is an okay rebounder, even though he's like 6'10", 6'11". He's still undersized. He's scrawny. There's nobody going to block out Mitchell Robinson tonight. So I took just a little sprinkle here because I'm on hashtag dad units now, and I don't bet big money anymore. Nemhard for 17 points, and Robinson for 12 rebounds for plus 670, almost plus 667. There's a couple of looks I like there. I also like Nemhard. I'm probably going to take Nemhard's point straight because I think it's like 13 and a half, which I think is just a point or two too low.
The only thing I worry about is
He-
Mitchell Robinson's minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He could play 20, 25 minutes tonight. You don't
They
really
don't need
know.
him.
They don't, and they could
Yep.
go small for this
They
entire game.
they can play. Well, I've looked at a couple things. First, let me just say I love your look on the quickly double double. Excuse me. I was looking at a couple different things, but yeah, quickly double double. I've got that parlayed with a Dinwiddie double double. It's about 14-1. Pretty good odds on that bad boy. And Hartenstein will cut into Robinson's minutes, I think, for sure. And Grimes threes probably a good look. I'm thinking unders for McConnell, and if you're an unders player, McConnell and Buddy Hield, they're vets that have been kind of cut. Their minutes have been cut pretty significantly. Coach is trying to get as much burn as he can for the young guys, and he knows what he's got in these vets. He doesn't need to burn them. You can see their minutes have ticked down and down. Buddy Hield's coming off the bench now. 12 and a half. You could take his under. That's pretty high for Buddy. When he was in the starting lineup, his line was still only about 14, 15. Now that he's on the bench and his minutes have been cut down in the low 20s, I think he goes under for sure. Quickly could blow up. I do think he can get you the double-double with the rebounds or the assist. But I think Jerry's look on the assists are nice, and that's why I locked in. And his double-double was like plus 500, I think. So against the Pacers team with rim protection, maybe we get a few at the rim where it's just, some dunks by Robinson and some backdoor cutters. Obi Toppin is really nice cutting in from that baseline, getting the backdoor jam. So yeah, fun game. Should have a lot of points.
It's just upsetting because like Josh Hart, projected starter, no props. You can bet his first basket, but you can't bet his props. Obviously, we would want to bet his rebounds tonight. No Randall, 8 rebounds would be a great look for him. I'm assuming that would be his line range. And also Jalen Smith. There's nothing for him. I mean, the last 2 games, what his minutes have spiked. What is his minutes the last 2 games? I want to say 27-ish, 20. 29.
Yeah, there's nothing for him, right?
2 games ago, 29 minutes. Last game, 27 minutes. Against OKC, when he played 29 minutes, he had 12 points and 15 rebounds. Last game, he played 27 minutes, 12 points, 8 rebounds. And this is a guy who can shoot threes when he wants to. It's not a high-volume guy, but he can at any moment shoot 3 threes. So it's a little disappointing that he's playing these minutes, and no book is probably going to offer his props.
What if we get some live, maybe? We'll see.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to bet all. A guy like this, maybe you want to take a chance on him to hit 2 threes off the bench, or maybe you want to take a chance on him to get 8 rebounds or even a double-double, and you're not going to have that opportunity, and it kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. All right, those are kind of both. I've talked through the 2, kind of NBA spots and games that I like. Other games here that the Kings looks like they're resting everybody in Dallas, in a game that Dallas literally has to win. Obviously, the Battle of LA tonight, and I think that that game really matters, right? The Clippers-Lakers game really matters, doesn't it? For sure.
Yes.
Lakers
Where did
wanna
you
avoid
see
the
the question? Did you say you saw the Kings arresting everybody?
I didn't see that. I assumed
Oh yeah.
6.5 point
they're
dogs.
playing everybody.
They're playing everybody at 6.5 point. I don't know. Yeah, I guess they don't really. They've locked in that conference or whatever, right? Their playoff spot's pretty set, I think.
Yeah, they're playing everybody.
I was completely wrong. Ignore me.
No, you're all right. I have already locked in a same game parlay for this one. That's why
Let's talk about that.
I was like, God damn it! Okay, so we did see this game. I mean, this is the best game on the slate in terms of same game parlay potential because it has such a high total. We've seen these teams play pretty recently, and we got a lot of fireworks. We even got some overtime. The Mavs got to have it. They're in a must-win kind of situation. So you're going to get big minutes out of Kyrie and Luka. Kings, they score a ton of points, and then the Mavs can't stop anybody. So pretty simple. You could see this parlay out on Twitter. I've already sent it out, but I'll run through it real quick. Luka over 27.5. He did have 27 in the previous game, so we're asking for one more point, which is still just under. It's still significantly under his season average, but 28 for Luka. We want over 6.5 rebounds. Kyrie over 23.5 points. De'Aaron Fox over 23.5 points. Sabonis over 17.5 points, and Sabonis over 10.5 rebounds. So all of these legs hit when they previously played, except, like I said, Luka, who you would have lost this same game parlay on the hook if you would have played it. We're getting over 10-1 on this, so I'm hoping for a nice high scoring game where both teams are in the high 80s, low 90s at the end of the third quarter, and we are having a pretty sweat free fourth where we maybe just need one or two little things to go our way. So love this game. I think there's a lot of potential for if you want to play the sharpshooters. I just went with like the all-star caliber players. But if you want to jump into the role player market, there's plenty of potential for threes. You look at guys like Keegan Murray, 2.5, Kevin Huerter, 2.5, Harrison Barnes, 1.5. Hardaway is back down to earth a little bit. They've been taking him out because they need more defense. Green gives them a little bit better defense, but Hardaway 2.5, Bullock 1.5. Bullock and Hardaway are usually 2.5, 3.5 guys. You're getting a discount on them, and Murray and Huerter both being at 2.5. I think this is definitely a nice game that can smack Kyrie even 2.5 on his threes. So I may have to cook up a little threes parlay. I don't know, Jerry. Does that get your juices flowing?
Well, the only thing I care about is Keegan Murray. Right, he's the only. Okay. Probably, I don't know if I'm gonna do a 3 lotto for this because I just don't trust the. It could be a blowout. You don't know if Kyrie's gonna even show up. It's. I just want to see Keegan Murray keep doing what he's doing, and his numbers are so inflated lately. And it's my little conspiracy. Not really conspiracy. I think in his head he broke and set the rookie 3-point record. He is on an absolute mission to make that record unattainable. The last 10 games, he has shot 10 or more threes 5 times. You can't find a calendar month when he's done that twice in a month. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's shooting 10 or more threes. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that he's on a mission right now to make this record unattainable for years and years, leave his name in the history books. They already locked up the division. They did what they had to do. He's having fun. He is going to shoot another 10 threes probably tonight. Add on to that total. I love him for 3, but I'm probably going to be a degenerate and go for 5 because 5 is plus, what did I get at? Plus 600? I mean, come on, dude. He's attempting so many right now. You're getting the same price, and they're not really bringing it down much. He was more of like plus 700 guy range.
I'm going to jump into the Pickett Sports app now rather than put GoldBoys or come back just to check and see what that line is for you. Just for you, buddy.
Yeah, I got plus 600 right here. I'm staring at it here on FanDuel. I think Kyrie's the guy that could hit.
My whole sponsor plug, dude.
Hey, you're looking it up. That's fine. I just happen to have it. We love those guys. If you can find a better line somewhere else.
For his 6 is actually on PointsBet. Plus it's
for
6 threes on PointsBet.
There you go. If you can still get money down on PointsBet.
I'm chilling with 5. 6 is being a little.
Dude, I was muted to the stream this whole time.
Good. They don't want to hear you. I'm telling you right now. No wonder the ratings are through the roof right now.
Yeah, I did this whole thing where I did a sponsor plug. I was gonna jump on the Pickett app and check it for you. You can get the best line for his 6 threes on PointsBet. Everyone, if you're listening, for plus 1,000. If you like that, go ahead, Matt.
Jerry, Jerry, I gotta spit at you here, man.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so. Get your face guard up.
Wait.
Kyrie Irving has to show up in this game. They desperately need him. And I like your Keegan Murray angle. What if can I convince you to pair Kyrie and Keegan and we go 3-3, 4-4, 5-5 together? The 5-5 I'm looking at right now, plus 42.34. And then as we kind of scale that down, I think we could split a unit up and go this way. Just 3-3 each. That's plus 220. We're already we take half a unit and then return 1.1 units on 3 and 3. To me, that makes a lot of sense. And then kind of go quarter unit on the 4 and 5. We might have a nice little ladder situation here.
I like it.
You could do a little bit of a squad ride. Okay.
And honestly, this is most likely Kyrie's last game of the season. He may go out with a bang. Honestly, they're probably not going to beat. They're not going to win this game. After this game, he's probably going to be sat, which I think is the plan, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be farewell. Thank you for having me, Dallas. I'll see you in LA next year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm running it.
What were the odds again?
Run
through the odds again.
Okay, so I just took a whole unit and I did a half a unit on 3 and 3 for Kyrie and Keegan plus 220. The 4 and 4 quarter unit plus 835. That will return over 2 units. And then the 5 and 5 quarter unit will return you like 10.5 units. So my unit's $100. I did 50, 25, 25. If we go the full ladder, I mean the big dog gets us 1,083.52. But yeah, we'd scoop about 15 units off a 1 unit bet here.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I'm digging it, man. This game's got a ton of potential. Like I said, if you really want to look at spots of where, hey, these two teams are actually going to put out a good effort. It's the highest total on the board by a pretty wide margin. I think it's 11 points higher than the next closest game. It's just the game you have to go for.
Yeah, I like it. So other games. Good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say. I was gonna move us off this game. So you have another thought on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No.
All right.
No,
so the other games here, just reading them off. Stop me if anything you guys want to touch on. Bulls, Bucks, Raptors, Celtics, Grizzlies, Pelicans, and then I'm guessing we probably should talk a little bit about Lakers, Clippers. And I do want to leave some. There's an MLB game that starts in like 20 minutes. Touch on that a little bit before we get out of here. But what else jumps out at you guys from the MLB or for the NBA slate? Sorry.
Russell Westbrook. Everybody's on his triple double. I understand, but come on, he is going to score. He is, like I said before, the biggest weakness for the Lakers is they allow a lot of points in the paint. Top 10 in the league. It's been a problem. It's not new. Russell Westbrook thrives on those situations. He is going to drive most of this game. He's going to look to score a lot of points, maybe talk some shit. But I do like that his 25 points was plus 450. I think he gets right around there. I think he scores over 20. I think this is a good spot for him to, just score. You know, I understand people want to bet him for a triple-double. Everybody lives in the past kind of with Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
And I really don't. I don't really bet him for a triple-double much. He's just not that player right now. And it's not that he doesn't have it in him. He adapts to his surroundings, and these teams just aren't offering him that freedom of playing, that style where I'm just going to go after every rebound. We've seen in the past when he was on the Wizards, especially, guys would run out of his way when he's going for a rebound. Like, it was clear that it was straight up like stat padding, whatever you want to call it, but that was his show. You're going to give me the stats. This is my team. And he's adapted the last couple of years, so I'd rather take him for points in this game. But I'm probably going to look like an idiot when he puts up 14 rebounds and 14 assists.
Can we take it over 1/2 technical fouls for Russell Westbrook tonight, you think? Is that a good look?
I think you would take the best angle to take on Westbrook tonight will be his turnovers. Lakers are really, really, really good defensively, and he's loose. He'll be trying to play make. He'll be trying to run and gun and do everything he can to look good. I'm sure he will turn the ball over a lot. But yeah, Jerry, you're 100% right. Like, Steven Adams would tackle people to allow Westbrook to get rebounds in the Thunder. And yeah, I mean, it's people really just, they, like you said, they want to live in the past. They want to be there. He made you a lot of money. If you've been betting his triple double the last 2 years, you are probably homeless now. Because you can count him on one hand. Like, he's just not that guy. He doesn't have the same ability to, exactly. he caught a lot of rebounds flat-footed on the backside, where it's just the whole lane's been sealed off. So assists, I could potentially see it. Clippers, we want to make sure that Kawhi is in. If Kawhi is in, I would then turn and say I would fade LeBron points. We all know Kawhi is kind of LeBron's kryptonite. But again, it's a wait and see. We don't know if LeBron's playing. Anything can happen with Kawhi. So you kind of have to wait and see here. But to me, I would be shocked if both teams just don't go all out to try to win this game. They are tied in the standings. This would go a long way to locking you in. And yeah, I hope for positive news on the injury report in the lineups to lock something in, because I'll definitely run a same game parlay here. Zubac, he should have a nice night. He usually plays well against the Lakers. I'm looking at potential other things, but yeah, right now I would say if Kawhi's in, you go under, or just don't necessarily bet under. Just fade LeBron points. He'll be looking to facilitate more. I think his assists might be a decent look, but yeah, I'm eager to bet this game for sure.
Real quick, I gotta do the sponsor plug thing again. I just checked the Pickett Sports app. Download and use code GoldBoys. The best line for Russell Westbrook for 20 points is actually on DraftKings, which is kind of weird because usually the alt lines, you can kind of only get on FanDuel. It's plus 140 on FanDuel. It's plus 165. That's Russell Westbrook for 20 points on DraftKings. And his triple double, if you are into that sort of thing, is 20-1 on PointsBet and down to 16-1 on FanDuel. So if you're just on FanDuel, you're doing it wrong, and download Pickett Sports, and I gotta have my camera for like 10 seconds.
Oh, thank God! I could not wait for that mustache to just.
You know what, Jerry? You're
mustache
pissing
is
me
more.
off, dude. You're pissing me off. All right, anything else you need from the NBA
Hey,
slate? Go ahead.
if we didn't like it, we wouldn't tell you the truth. That's
Damn right.
Again, I'll say it every show. The only reason I have mustache is, one, Yankees and Nestor Cortez Jr., and two, I think it's hilarious. I know it looks dumb. I love it. I just think it's funny. I'm married. My wife's hot. I don't care. She's not going anywhere.
You're married?
Yeah, dude. I would show you my ring on my finger, but I never wear it.
Yeah, because you're bullshitting. This guy. All right. Just like Brian says he has a girlfriend. Okay.
Is my kid fake too, Jerry?
So, you have a kid? You reproduced? Oh,
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm happy for you. Congrats on the sex, my friend.
All right. Anything else for NBA? Again, we got Bulls Bucks we didn't talk about. We got Wizards Hawks we didn't talk about. Grizzlies Pelicans, Raptors Celtics. We don't have to touch them all. But anything else is just jumping out. It can also be nothing. That can be the answer.
I mean, there's a couple spots that look good. Brook Lopez points.
Yes.
When Giannis isn't in, Brook Lopez can score 30 points. You can go to that. It'll be a lot of. I mean, obviously your CLV's not good unless if you grabbed it earlier today, but that's a spot that stands out to me. Brandon Ingram has been a hot, player the last month. He doesn't score a lot of points against Memphis, so watch out doing anything Brandon Ingram wise. Their length gives him some trouble. Boston on a back-to-back against Toronto, I would just kind of stay away. Tatum usually has a bounce-back game after a shitty game like he had against
he's questionable.
Philly last night. But, yeah, they're saying he's questionable, so I would stay away from Tatum. Look for guys in like Brogdon, somebody like that who can maybe step up. Jaylen Brown's rested, so maybe he has a nice night. Nothing really else on the slate. I mean, that Washington-Atlanta game is gross. And, yeah, we just got to wait and see. So we can move on.
You reminded me about Brook Lopez because that was my
Mhm.
pivot for Giannis when Giannis was ruled out, but obviously was waiting for the props. Did they list his props yet? Can you check on Picket Sports, my friend Eli?
Who is this? I was not listening to you at
Oh,
all.
yeah, thanks. You don't listen to me.
Brooke Lopez.
Oh, Brooke Locos. I can check that for you on the Picket Sports app and download and use code GoldBoys. Scotty Betts thoughts on Bucks Bulls under 230.5. While I check on this Brooke Lopez prop.
Mhm.
So
I'm seeing.
the last time,
Go ahead, Jerry.
the reason why I was, I was high on Brook Lopez because the last time they faced them, they actually did not have Giannis, and Brook Lopez went off for 33 points. When was the last time you seen Brook Lopez go for a 30 piece?
You can
You
get
know,
Brooke Lopez over 15.5 at minus 105 on WinBet, which I don't even really know what that is, or 15.5 at minus 122 on Barstool. Over 15.5 is minus 2. Let me hang on. I'm almost done with the sponsor plug. Damn it, Matt. I'm almost done.
I know,
Over
but you're
15.5
giving
is
out
minus
bad info.
210 on FanDuel. Minus 210 on FanDuel. You could get it for minus 122 on Barstool. Use the Picket app. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tell you that you're giving out dated information. You got that's hours old. That's not accurate. His line's 18.5 now.
on Barstool.
You're not going to find a 15.
you could have let him stop you from
Nah,
going.
no.
Yeah, right. I mean, so yeah. All right. So if we're going to
They just
show our
take that long
phones,
to update. That's-
18.5. I'll do it. Obviously,
Canby books haven't even posted any Bucks points lines, but yeah,
took
18.5 is
them
what you
down.
can get on.
All right, we should have jumped
I
on
will
it
do
earlier
it, but
today,
I
guys.
think maybe something 20 points is doable. It's not something I'm like crazy. He's not going to score 30 again. That's not just because he did it last time. That's probably not going to happen. I say it's not going to happen. Probably not going to happen again. 20 points is very doable. They're going to attack in the paint. Vucevic is burnt chicken. Is that the saying that the kids use or something like that?
Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
If it don't fall off the bone, it's free.
Mhm.
So they're gonna go after him. Brook Lopez is gonna have a good night.
Quinn Buckner, the Pacers announcers, when the Pacers color commentator says smothered chicken every time Miles Turner gets a block. So I don't know if that's what you're thinking
Smothered
about.
chicken.
Yeah, love him. He's a national
It's-
treasure, Quinn Buckner.
That's the old bald guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So real quick, Scotty Betts in chat asking about the Bulls, Bucks Bulls under 230.5, saying he loves it even more with the Giannis news. I think books usually adjust the lines like that, pretty well. So it's probably close to a 50-50. That's something where you could look and maybe take like a Brooke Lopez, 15, 16 plus, something like that, and then an alt under if you like the under too. Get close to even money somewhere around there. That's probably how I would attack it if I was liking the under. I don't think any of the three of us honestly look a whole lot at actually playing totals though, so we're probably honestly not the best to ask. You guys have any thoughts on under 230.5?
If you're gonna have the balls
Yeah,
to bet an under, you gotta bet a prop with it. You will get some crazy correlation.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder what like Lopez 20 plus and then the under. That'd be crazy, right?
That would be some great correlation. You always if you have the cojones, as they say, to
the
make-
grapefruits.
to bet an under.
It was down to 229 on FanDuel.
You got to mess around with it a little bit. Even if you want to mess around with correlation, like it's not a bad idea to have some fun. We're here to have fun, right? It's not a bad idea to have fun with lottos, and you can actually juice the line up to like 236 and bet a prop and bet the under 236 if you think that the line is still going to be right around there 232, 233, but you don't want to bet that exact line. You'll still get good correlation for that. So it's something to think about.
Yeah, I like that. There is an MLB game starting in 10 minutes. So real quick, I do have a play on that. I am going to take real quick, who's playing? Blue Jays are playing the Royals. We have Alek Manoah for Toronto. We can come back to NBA if you guys have any other thoughts. Sorry, this game just starts soon when we get to it. No, it starts in 7:41. I was wrong. I thought it was a 7 o'clock game. But anyway, we're already here. Alek Manoah and the Blue Jays against Zach Greinke, the weirdest potentially baseball player ever for the Royals. I did take I took Alek Manoah player performance double.
What do you got against Zach Greinke, real quick?
I love
That's more
him. He's
interesting than
he's
Alec
so
Manoah.
weird. No, have you seen there's like a baseball doesn't exist or something like 30-minute documentary on just how weird that guy is. I love Greinke, I do. But he's really weird. Like he's really weird. Like he took 2 years off from baseball when he was in actually like a professional. They sent him down to the minors like, no, I'm literally gonna go mow grass, and he for like a year or 2 years he was doing landscaping and mowing grass all summer and not playing baseball. But anyway, I took Manoah's player performance double, 5 strikeouts, and the Blue Jays to win. I got it like a -105. Let me check it real quick. Probably hasn't moved a whole lot. It's -115 now. I think that's still playable. Kansas City's not going to be great all year. I think they're going to strike out a ton all year. Alec Manoah kind of got shelled early, or in his first start. Kind of stole this a little bit. Brian was talking about Manoah strikeouts this morning as well on the Morning Heater every morning on the YouTube channel. And I just like the spot, both for Manoah to, I'm not going to be mad at you if you ladder Manoah all the way up to like 8 strikeouts either. Don't see a whole lot of scenarios where the Blue Jays lose this game either. You guys have anything else on the baseball game?
I obviously bet Vladdy to hit a home run. I think it was pretty obvious. I think everybody knew that was coming from a mile away. He's got to hit a dinger, right? It's got to happen. This is ridiculous at this point. Obviously, Greinke is not the best matchup. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He does pitch to contact, but he pitches to weak contact. But he can make a mistake. He can make a mistake. He's 39 years old. Like, when are we going to see some regression from this guy? This guy still is a solid,
We're starting to a little bit, I think. But you go ahead. Sorry.
A little bit, but he, at this stage of his career, you look at it like his numbers are a solid number 3 or low-end number 2 starter. You know what I mean? He's 39 years old. But, he can make a mistake. I think Vladdy is so due. I hate taking this without any kind of hitting logic, but he's due to just smoke one. Manoah's a dog. I know a lot of people are like, Manoah's he got shelled. He got shelled opening day. The only thing I worry about with guys like that is pitching. It's not an overnight thing, and sometimes if there's something off about him right now, and the way he got shelled opening day was rough. If there's something off, it could take multiple starts to address it and to fix it.
I think for most guys, yes, and I'm not a fan of Alec Manoah. Like I don't like him. I think he's a really good pitcher. I don't really like him that much. I don't think he's a guy that would be the case for. He strikes me as I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go do my thing, and I'm better than you at baseball, and I don't care. But in most cases, I would agree with you. For Manoah, I don't know. Maybe, but I almost looked at that and I was like, he seems to me like the kind of guy that he's like, oh shit, I got shelled last time out. I'm gonna come out and not let anybody put the baseball bat on the ball. You know what I mean?
Who was he arguing with on Twitter last year that he was out of shape? He needs to get back in the gym or something like that. There was an exchange last year.
Yeah, I mean,
that he was. They were like, and he's like, "What are you talking about?"
That whole Toronto team is kind of like that. Vladdy's kind of like, they just all piss me off because I'm a Yankees fan, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
In a recap, so now I talked about Vladdy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Can you post my Super Lotto for tonight?
Oh yeah, I can do that for you, buddy. Let me find it.
And it includes Vladdy Daddy hitting a dinger.
Yeah, I got that. Didn't copy.
I thought, you see, why do I bother? Why do I bother? I tell you I'm going to do this. I send it to you. I get it all ready, and you just forget about me. Like I'm a piece of meat.
I got while he's pulling that up, if you're going to target like a total base play, I think Chapman is a good look. He's hot on the season so far, batting .579. And then against Greinke, he's had success as well. He's seen him a lot. He's seen him 21 times. He's got 6 hits. He's taken him deep. I think potentially his total bases is like plus 135. You could play that for a nice plus money prop for a guy who's mashing right now and who's had success against Greinke in the past.
So on top of this lotto, you just reminded me kind of another prop I had in my mind, which is Bo Bichette to get a stolen base. I really am enjoying these stolen base sweats going on Twitter and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking at Bo Bichette's stats, and I'm like, you know what? By the way, I got O'Neal Cruz right yesterday. I don't know if you saw that.
Dude.
Yeah.
You got hurt today, too. You got lucky there.
Yeah.
What if he got hurt
so,
yesterday? But
So O'Neal Cruz I got right yesterday. Now today's first stolen base of the season, I'm going with Bo Bichette plus 425. Decent numbers against Greinke, but this is a guy that I can definitely see having a 30-30 season, especially with these new bags. I can definitely see him having a 30-30 season at some point in the next few years. Maybe this year, who knows? But he hasn't had a stolen base yet, and I really think he has a good chance to get it tonight.
yeah, I
It's
like
plus-
Yeah.
that, and honestly, any stolen base a play for a guy that's capable of stealing a base is with the rule change, like you said, the bigger bags is it helps the pitch clock and the pickoff of rules help even more, I think, because it's really letting guys time up that jump. You've heard me talk about Anthony Volpe stolen base 1,000 times. If you look at his like sprint speed, it's actually, he's fast, but he's not top 3% fast. But if you watch him when he's on first base, he had the pitch clock all last year in the minors, so he's able to actually jump and get a jumping start into that stolen base because of that pitch clock, and he knows exactly when he has to throw the ball and stuff. But yes,
Yeah,
stolen bases
Bob.
for sure. Bo Bichette, yeah,
His,
I like
his I think in 2021, I think he had like 23 or 24 steals. I mean, he kind of fell off a little bit last year, but he can definitely, I think, get 30 steals this year or next year. One of these 2 years, I'm calling it now. He's gonna have a 30 steal season.
could be both.
There you go.
Like it.
Well, and Sal Perez, I don't know if you guys like look at pop times and things like that. He is average to slightly below average on his pop time and his arm strength back there. So he's a good target to run on. Greinke,
He's a little slow
I
to
mean,
the plate, I think, right?
yeah,
He
I think
strikes
it's
me as a guy you
decent
could
enough
time up.
combination.
Yeah, he strikes me as a guy you can time up, and Bichette did have 25 stolen bases in 2021 and 13 stolen bases last year.
There's been times where Greinke,
Yeah,
I've seen people steal on him, and he
Greinke's-
just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
Yeah, he doesn't give up a ton. He's not necessarily a great target to run on, but the combination, I could see it. What's the price you're getting?
+4 something, right?
Plus,
Yeah.
for Bichette, plus 425.
Bichette. Yeah, I think it could be worth a stab.
All right, I got
Springer
this,
has seen him well. Springer's in a horrible slump to start the year, but he's seen
like
Greinke a
500
lot
versus
and
Greinke.
had he's got a lot of success versus in his 500 for Greinke. Only I don't know, struggling. You especially last few days, like he had that 1 5-hit game, like in like the first day of the season, and the rest of the games I think he's only had like 1 hit. Yes, that's correct. He had 5 hits against the Cards opening day, and he's had 1 hit in the subsequent 4 games. So Springer's not really seeing it well, but maybe familiar pitching, with Greinke here might help.
To me, you got to be a little careful with the batter versus pitcher matchups. I see a lot of people kind of referencing those a lot on Twitter plays and stuff, and they're good. They're helpful. I think what matters more is their current, how they're hitting right now. Because he has good numbers against Greinke, but was he just on a hot streak for a lot of those bats against Greinke? So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I mean that guy can hit flat out. He's going to come out of the slump and he's going to do that at some point. So why not against a pitcher that he has had some success for? Jerry, I do have this lotto ticket ready for you.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because also another thing is there's a lot of this baseball is very situational.
Yeah,
you could have men on first and second for 5 career at bats versus this guy where he has no choice but to pitch you. He can't really pitch around you, and you get kind of skewed numbers like that. It's really there's a lot of advanced analytics that you can look at, but stuff like that you can't really find. You can't track that kind of thing. So if there's a nice sample size, like I think Springer does have a pretty nice sample size versus him. I think 13 at bats or something like that, 5 or 6 hits. That is something I would look at. But if I'm looking at like 3 for 4, like stuff like that, I kind of throw it out the window.
Yeah, for sure. I got your lotto ticket
ticket?
ready. You ready?
All right. So what do we got here? Show me.
You see
So
it?
the first one is obviously quickly double, which I like for tonight. We spoke about that. Knicks like ISO ball a lot. They can't do that ISO ball tonight. They're missing Randall. They're missing Brunson. They're 2 ISO players. Vladdy Guerrero, just because I have to do this. I'm sorry. This is bias. You can take it out if you want. I don't have good reasoning for this. He's going to hit a home run tonight.
I'm
Keegan
with you.
Murray is trying to absolutely bury this rookie record, this rookie threes record. Already has the record. He's looking to make it unattainable. He's going to shoot a ton of threes for these next few games. Russell Westbrook, revenge. Lakers give up top 10 most points in the paint this season. Nothing new. He's going to attack the paint all game long. And if all of this happens and I look like Nostradamus, I am going to win $100. I only put 10 cents on it. No, I'm just kidding. This is a plus 100,000 ticket. I don't expect it to hit. If you want to round robin it, throw a few bucks on it, but obviously bet responsibly. But this is just a little fun one to root for tonight.
I'll be honest with you, dude.
I'll be honest with you, man. This is one of those that you look at and you're like, this probably shouldn't be plus 100,000. These are four things that absolutely could happen tonight.
But that's scary. You got to be careful.
Yeah, you know, so I'm not saying I'm gonna put my next mortgage payment on it, but like, you know, maybe.
You'll put a PBR on it.
I'm looking to beat the washed allegations tonight.
I thought it was. I laughed to myself earlier when me and Jerry simultaneously took a drink, and he's thinking drinking water, and I'm taking a drink of PBR. I thought that was hilarious internally. But all right, go. Were you gonna say something, Matt?
No, yeah. Well, Will would say you're drinking the same thing.
Not with PBR. No, it's not like a light beer.
We drank it in college when we had nothing else but piss.
Right.
I like
it's
PBR.
well, it's the hipster beer now. It's come around where it's cool to drink PBR now.
Kids these days.
Yeah, I know.
We're right at an hour. I guess we were a little late, so maybe not. But any other thoughts? Anything we missed? NBA slate, MLB wise. I was gonna ask you guys kind of about the MLB rule changes, what you thought about that, but we'll save that for next show probably.
Let me just ask you
Yeah.
real quick, since we got like the last little couple minutes. UFC coming up. I know Jerry might roll his eyes or glaze over a little bit. Are you going to go with your boy Izzy? Because I know you're an Izzy fan.
I am an Izzy fan.
To finally solve the Pereira riddle, or are you going to go? I mean, obviously the odds have closed significantly, and Izzy's still a small favorite. But what do you think?
So, my heart tells me Izzy, like, cause a lot of people say same thing. It's the same exact situation to me as Usman a few weeks ago.
Right.
A little bit different. Obviously, way different personalities. I am a big Izzy fan. I'm a big Style Bender fan. I think
I used to be.
I think skill for skill. He is one of the best fighters. One of the most talented fighters doing it right now. But you look at this Pereira, dude. This guy's fighting at 185, and he's a damn heavyweight, literally. Like they say on Fight Night, he's gonna be over 205 most likely. So the power that guy has is unreal. This is definitely different than the Usman fight, because the Usman was, he got caught, right? He was dominating that fight. He got caught. That the Izzy Pereira won. That was a close fight. I think Izzy was probably winning. I think on the scorecards, I forget. So
yeah, he was.
I'm gonna be rooting.
He probably
for
was
Izzy.
winning 3-1.
I'm gonna be rooting for Izzy, but getting Pereira at plus money and the thing, I think. Champions losing their belt and then getting an immediate rematch. I think at like 4 for 13 or very low. It's less than that. It's like 3 for 2 or 3 for something. So the numbers state that if you're getting Pereira at plus 112, I think that's the smart play. I don't think I'm going to bet on this fight at all, though. I'll be honest, because it's clouded. Like I said, I am an Izzy fan. I'm pulling.
Just take Izzy by point. Take Izzy by points and take Pereira by knockout, and
yeah,
you've got a nice opportunity to get both sides of that. I think Fun fight for sure. Can't wait. We'll talk more about it, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a good time to get out of here. These games are about to start.
Real quick, the draft on DraftKings, you can get method only money lines, so you can get like the decision only money line, so it voids if there's a knockout. That's something I haven't looked at it. I don't even know if they're out yet. They usually come out later in the week. That's something you could look at it. Izzy decision only money line, because I don't think there's a world where Bahia can beat him on the scorecards. I also don't see many scenarios where Izzy can knock out Bahia. So exactly what you're saying. If that's the way you want to attack that, kind of play around with the methods and things like that, and use Picket Sports to shop your lines and everything. But yeah, that's going to be a fun one. We definitely need to have some content on that before fight night Saturday. I don't know how, but we'll figure that out. Any final thoughts before we get out of here? Basketball's starting. MLB is starting up in like half an hour.
I think you did a wonderful job as the host today, and I think you're underpaid.
Yep.
NJC, if you're still here,
when that new paycheck comes, you got to run and invest in a Gillette 3 or 4 blade and go to town.
See,
get rid of that Caterpillar.
See, what's hilarious is like I do this because it's funny, like I said, but used to like it didn't bring me much attention because like my wife knows what I'm doing and she just doesn't really talk about it. This thing stayed all summer, boys. You keep this up. This is awesome. I love it. Let's get out of here. Appreciate you. Follow us all on Twitter. Download Boom Fantasy. Download Picket Sports. Use code GoldBoys. Use code McAfee. Use code Jerry if he's got one. GoldBoys.com. Sign up for the Discord. Get everybody's picks, except for mine if you're on Twitter. And yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow. I think at 1 o'clock. We'll have the morning heater out somewhere like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., somewhere in there. And yeah, come say what's up. Appreciate you guys.